So welcome to today's video, why you shouldn't be a bodybuilder. So first off, before we discuss the ideas behind why you shouldn't be a bodybuilder, we need to specify your priorities. And that goes into three categories. Number one, do you actually want to be a bodybuilder? Do you want that to be your career? Do you want to be a professional bodybuilding athlete who competes on stage, whether natural or unnatural? Do you want that to be your career? Because obviously we're going to get into the reasons behind why that's going to shorten your longevity, why you're going to have to sacrifice your time, your energy, your family. You're going to have to make a lot of sacrifices to reach that stage, especially if you want to be on something as big as the Mr. Olympia stage. Number two, do you want to be an athlete who takes their training seriously? So myself, I am an athlete. I've built my muscle using a bodybuilding style program throughout my time. I've also been running as well, but for the bodybuilding training, that is what I've been using. Although I am not a bodybuilder and I do not compete currently as a bodybuilder in any categories, but I use that style of training to build my muscle up. Or number three, do you want to be a trainer? Do you want to be someone that trains and coaches other people on how to build muscle, obviously showing your physique and explaining to other people, and maybe selling a course or doing something like that, selling some sort of training program, explaining how you can get to that stage as well? Or technically number four, do you want to just casually lift? Because there's a lot of guys out there that don't really, care about it. They'll use the bodybuilding style, but they'll just casually lift. They'll get a good physique and they'll just maintain it. They don't really care about their longevity as far as making progress and consistent gains. They just want to get in and push them some way, which is, tomato. Like, if that's what you want to do, then so be it. So first off, I'm going to describe why you shouldn't be a bodybuilder. And I guess the reason for recording this video is I can see the downfall of societies like in the United Kingdom, in the UK, in England, where the recent statistic was there is over 1 million young men abusing steroids. And that's, I believe, between the ages of 16 to 25 and over. Which is really interesting, because how many people do you think in that number of 1 million or over 1 million now, which I assume, who actually competes? Very little. So when we dive deep into this topic, you'll start to realize that most of these young men, number one, they're not competing, they're not bodybuilders, so they don't actually have a reason to take steroids, because even the natural bodybuilders don't compete at such a high level that they'll need to take steroids. No, these young men are concerned about their body image. They have body dysmorphia. They don't feel good in their own skin. They want to put on as much muscle as possible because they think that's going to attract the women. Let me tell you a secret. You don't have to stack on a huge amount of muscle to impress girls. It just doesn't work. And in fact, you actually get to a certain point as an athlete that too much muscle is actually going to shy away some girls. It's like us as guys, we wonder why girls like the whole dad bod. And I know the dad bod is controversial because like a lot of guys want a six pack, and then when they show a guy a picture of what a dad bod is, it's like Chris Pratt or something, and like the dude is jacked. He just he's not ripped. So that's the difference, and that's up for debate. But regardless, a year and a half, 2 years, 3 years, that's the minimum that you need to put on a decent amount of muscle. If you have baseline genetics and you just eat good and you make sure your training's good, and honestly you make sure your mental health is good, which is the next thing I'm going to go into, to impress girls or guys if that's your forte. So if you want to be a bodybuilder, and I don't think a lot of guys realize this, you're going to have to sacrifice an incredible amount. I know a decent amount about bodybuilding. It's not something I personally want to get into yet, although probably down the line, when I have set myself up with money and a decent amount of status, I probably will transfer to natural bodybuilding, because even though I don't have amazing genetics, I just love to train, to be honest, and I like to push myself and see what I'm capable of. And I like to eat. I like to eat clean, to be honest. Like even this is what my girlfriend made for me now. This is protein apple pie. It's amazing, and I even got some coffee here too. Bon appetit. It's so good. Sounded zesty as hell. What was I talking about? Oh, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, you'll have to sacrifice a lot, and yeah, not something I want to get into, but I've looked at some of the videos from these top tier bodybuilders. I mean, Mr. Olympia, like 7-time winner, 8-time winner, 9-time winner. You got, of course, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Don't clip that. You've got Mike Menser. You've got Tom Platz. You've got like really old bodybuilders like Franco Colombo. You've got a slightly newer age like Jay Cutler, and then you've got the new age like Ramon Diaz, I think his name is, competing against Chris Bumstead. Got all these guys, and a lot of us normal guys, even the guys who lift, we truly do not understand the level of dedication and perseverance that is required for this. Like we go in and we casually lift. There's no one, like if we're not posting ourselves on social media, no one is there judging our physique. And when you reach that stage, as far as what I've seen, and I mean, it's common knowledge anyway, but we seem to ignore it. You are literally judged on your physique. So mentally, you have to keep constant check. Am I lean enough? Am I stacking on enough muscle? Is my diet on point? Is my physique top tier? And a lot of guys, just the ones who casually lift, they hit this plateau. They hit this plateau 9 months in, even less, 6 months, 4 months, and then even more, a year, 2 years, 3 years in, and they're like, oh well, I'm just gonna hop on gear, and they think that's gonna solve all their issues. They think, that's gonna get them the girls, that's gonna get them status, when really it almost does the opposite. Because as I explained earlier, you don't need a huge amount of muscle. It's just cope. If you want to impress girls, you don't need a huge amount of muscle. Just start doing some push-ups, your basic pull-ups, different grips. You don't even need a gym, if I'm honest. Like, you just make sure you're lean enough and make sure you stack on a decent amount of muscle, and it's not hard to do. If you have like one dumbbell or something that's like a dumbbell, just curl it. Like, it's really not that hard. And yeah, these guys think they have to take steroids, and they really don't. And what makes it worse is when you take steroids, at the start you're going to see like amazing gains, right? You're going to just explode, all your lifts going up, and you're going to again reach a plateau, because that's what happens when you train. Your body gets used to the effort that you put in, and then you have to put more effort in. You have to find different training styles. You have to optimize your diet, your sleep, even the way you think about training. And guys, these dumbass meatheads, they just think, oh yeah, I'm just gonna, inject some tren, and that's gonna solve my problems. Buddy, it is not. It is not gonna help you. And they are gonna hit a plateau, even if it's extended. They're gonna hit a plateau. And then the only way for them to change it, because they're not thinking about changing their training style, is just to take more. And when you're taking more and more steroids, and even your first cycle, you are immediately degrading your health. When you take steroids, it's not natural muscle. It's actually easier for your muscle fibers to break down when you start lifting heavy. Which is why when these bodybuilders like Ronnie Coleman quit the Mr. Olympia, their body just shuts down. It basically almost shuts down. Like you see all the surgeries. If you know anything about bodybuilding, you see all the surgeries that Ronnie Coleman had to do. Oh my goodness, that poor man. Now, of course, if you look deeper into his story, it stems from a back injury he got while playing some sort of like American football, I think it was, when he was in high school. So it wasn't like the 800-pound squat that everyone loves to rant about, but he did it for 2, and he's like, yeah, I wish I could have done it for 4. Like, that's crazy. Yeah. that shows dedication to the sport. But yeah, because their mind is no longer prepared for battle, their body starts to break down. So most guys don't realize that, and I would strongly encourage you. I would strongly encourage you, even if you're a natural, professional bodybuilder, to stay away from steroids, because it's just not worth it at the end of the day. I don't understand this mindset. Like people want fast, easy results. It's like me making these YouTube videos. I'm not going to get viral overnight. You know, this could take 4, 5, 6 months. It could take 12 months. It could take 18 months to start earning money from this, whether it be AdSense or whether I drop courses or whatever it is. But it's something I'm passionate about. And it's something I want to give you guys value and let you hear my thoughts. And then you can type the comment down below and say, hey, I don't actually think you're correct about this thought. And I go, oh, that's very interesting. Let me do some research on that. And then I drop another video saying, oh, you know, I've actually revised this point. I was wrong at that one. I want to reiterate it. Here's better value. And I just get better and better and better over time. But it's time. Like, time will heal everything. Time will help you with your physique. Time will help you with your success. Time will help you with your dating life. It's like no one's amazing in a relationship like 2 weeks in. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, sure, you might have the honeymoon phase, whatever. But it's like, even then, you're probably going to have problems. You might show up late or something. And that's when the cracks start to show, right? So only with time do you improve. Whether it's chess, relationship, bodybuilding, whatever. So I think that's all the main points that I wanted to talk about. Steroids are bad. Don't take them unless you want to be on the Mr. Olympia stage, because they will degrade your life. They will degrade your life, and you'll have to sacrifice time with people, your health, your longevity. I mean, that's why bodybuilders die at the age of like 50, 60, 70. I mean, 80 is all right, you know. I think Franco Colombo died. I think he died at 80. I think I looked up it was like 78 or 80, which is actually pretty good. So it just goes to show that those guys were taking less because they're able to live more. So yeah, that's basically everything I wanted to talk about. If you have any other opinions or want to know more about this, leave a comment down below. Subscribe to the channel. It really helps me. My name is James O'Driscoll. I'm a 21-year-old entrepreneur living in Ireland, and I help men improve their lives. I add value, whether it's these videos, whether it's any other content I make. I help guys improve their lives. I help them quit porn. I help them get into the gym. I help them do things that they didn't think were possible. So if you want to learn how I live my life and how you should live your life to better yourself, then subscribe down below, leave a comment, like the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios.